get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fake.
Hey guys, Coach Dan here. I've been lifting for over 20 years. I hold a degree in exercise and sports science, and I've been coaching others for 10 plus years. On this channel, we're all about evidence-based muscle growth or hypertrophy training. In today's video, we're going to go through upper body workout number 1 for the week. I'm going to show you what I do, explain why I do it, and show you exactly how to execute to apply everything to your own training. So this is body recomposition phase. Maybe we're at week 7, I believe, with the goal or the experiment of maintaining the same body weight, but seeing if we can improve body composition. So this idea that you have to bulk and cut and bulk and cut, or gain weight and lose weight and gain weight and lose weight. I'm testing that out basically with a little experiment. So we've got a body recomposition phase that we're going to run for about 4 or 5 months, and then check in at the end of it to see if body composition has improved. So it'll be interesting, going against the common wisdom of things, because the evidence is not so conclusive, is to kind of try this phase where I maintain the same body weight and see if I can improve body composition. So goal during this phase is obviously to do everything possible to maximize muscle growth, as in training hard, training enough, eating well, recovering, all these things, but not put on weight that I'll then have to take off later on. So these are just some things to consider and try, and we'll run an experiment, see if I can get as strong and, keep maximizing things as much as possible at this weight, and then see if that is a more efficient or effective way to kind of put on muscle. So interesting to see how it goes, and we come out the back end and then we can report in basically. So as mentioned, this is upper body workout number 1 for the week. My upper body sessions at the moment are full upper body sessions. So we're ticking a little bit of all the muscle groups of the upper body, putting some work or less work where it isn't needed as much, and more work where it's needed. So we're going to start with our back exercise. This is a chest supported row variation targeting the upper back. So when things target the upper back, usually they look a little bit different than if they were targeting, say, your lats as an example. So if we want to target the lats, we're going to keep the arm close to the body and kind of wrap it in towards the spine, as that's what the lat does. Now, upper back, as our arm starts to raise up and the resistance starts to line up a little bit higher, we'll start to focus on the upper back. So chest support is another good thing here, which allows you to kind of stretch and round your upper back around the chest support, and then squeeze at the back. So I'll reach over, grab the handles, lock in, weight comes back, squeeze the shoulder blades at the back, let the shoulder blades kind of roll and move forward while keeping the chest proud, pull and squeeze. Grip positioning can be varied person to person. You'll see that if I take my hands wider, my elbow will come higher. If I take them narrow, it comes a little bit lower. So that can be on preference, that can be on feel, whatever feels good to you and feels like it's working your upper back is a good thing. Now, something that I am doing before starting my actual chest supported row is almost a pre-fatigue or a warm-up strategy. I call it Kelso Shrug. Not I call it a Kelso Shrug, it is called a Kelso Shrug, where I set up exactly the same, but instead of rowing immediately, I'll just squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let the shoulders roll forward, squeeze them together. Now, I'll do this to kind of warm up or feel my traps, such when I do my rows, which use a few different muscle groups, I still feel my traps the most. So we'll start off with 2 sets of our, 2 sets of our Kelso Shrugs, and then we'll move straight into the chest supported row after that. Now, if you don't have a movement or a machine like this, you could use dumbbells or a bar. You could use dumbbells on a bench where you kind of get into position, dumbbells there, squeezing the shoulder blades. The goal is to let the shoulders move forward and move the shoulders back. All right, let's hit the Kelso Shrugs and chest supported rows.
If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do, so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some...
Yeah.
Alright, our chest supported row done. So we're going another upper back movement, but we're changing the angle a little bit, and that is potentially worthwhile as far as back training goes. All training in general, potentially for muscle growth purposes and just generally growing the muscle overall, changing angle might be worthwhile. So if we look at that chest supported row, kind of comes this way. Now we're leaning forward and we're going up. So just changing the angle in which your body is moving to then target different parts of your body. So we've gone from doing this, and now we'll lean forward and we'll do this. So it's more of a shrugging moment versus a horizontal kind of movement. And that's just, it may not be much of an issue, but it might make a minor issue. Like I've done 2 sets over there of the chest supported row, and I'm going to do 2 sets here. Could I have just done 4 sets over there? Potentially. Am I wasting my time here? Potentially, but I'm inclined to do it just to tick those boxes. Change angles a little bit, work some different parts of the body, and or what feels to be a different part of the body, and see if that ends up being generally better growth overall. So we've got it's called the extreme row. So it's basically an incline row variation where it starts to angle up, and we have this kind of upward shrugging movement. And again, like I said, it's just targeting a different part of the back or moving the shoulder in a different way, which hopefully will train a different part of the back. So I'm going neutral grip, so palms facing towards one another. Same cues apply there. I've got my chest proud. I'm going to let my shoulders kind of move and roll forward, but keeping the spine neutral. So we're here, shrugging up, control the down, shrugging up. And to kind of keep in mind that when we're doing exercises like this, we want to make sure we line ourselves up with the machine, because the machine's not really going to move too far. Like, we've got some adjustability to the bench, but this path of this handle is going to go similarly. So we want to line ourselves up with that. Now, what I mean, well, what would not be doing that is if I was way too high and your wrist kind of kinks like this to kind of keep lining up with the machine, it would just indicate you're not lined up with the machine correctly. Instead of forcing that, we kind of change our position such that this is all in line. Or if we were too low and it would almost become a bicep curl like that, lining it up such that this forearm or this lower part of your arm is going straight back and everything is in line with the resistance. All right, let's build up our weight and smash it out.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now.
You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can.
Alright, so we are right next door from our upper back movement previous. Now we go a pull down variation. So this is another plate loaded pull down variation. it's kind of got this adjustable grip, but essentially we're going to somewhat exclusively tuck in with this neutral grip. So that's upper back. The movements up until now have been upper back, letting the arms drift away from the body. Not a bad thing. We kind of raise up where the resistance is lined with, or the muscle fibers that's lined in, going from upper back now to lats, keeping the arm close to the body. So you'll see on this particular pull down variation, I want to keep the arms pretty close, thinking about driving them down. And then when we come to our next movement, it's horizontal, but arms still close. Our lat is a muscle that attaches to the front of the arm, wraps underneath the ribs, heads in toward the spine, and some of the fibers head down towards your pelvis. So this one is targeted at those ones towards the pelvis, which we call the iliac fibers of the lat. So what that requires then is to take this part of your arm, driving it down into that position there. Now what people potential fault that people can sometimes make is that they'll do pull down variations like this and the arms will go back, and potentially it's fine, but ultimately that is just turning it into a horizontal movement. So we want to make sure the arm is being driven down. So I'm going to tuck in nice and forward, drive the arms directly down, almost as if we're going to hit this pad. So we've got our straps as always. So grips are non-issue. Strap in nice and tight. Tuck the knees under. I'll slide in nice and close. Big stretch at the top. Pull down. Stretch. Pull. So in nice and close such that it's coming down. If I get way back here, ultimately it'll kind of swing into me, or my arms will want to pull this way to bring it to me. So I want to get in close, pull down to target the lower lats. All right, bit of weight to get on there, then we begin.
Or believe me, take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world?
Okay, so we've done that lower lat movement. So if we think about lower lats, so they're pulling their arms down to essentially the top of our pelvis. Or if you think about it as in like it's going into your back pocket, boom, down. So pulling this way too much is probably not the best idea for a lower lat exercise. But now we go to our horizontal movement and we want the arm to go this way. And we want the arm to stay close to the body, because the lat is angled in that way, right? So arm stays close, rowing nice and low, almost jamming the arm in towards your spine. And this should hopefully now be more of an upper lat exercise, because, again, same idea, lats attaching to the front of your arm, wrapping underneath your armpit, heading in towards your spine. So they should be able to pull your arm a little bit better into that position there versus pulling the arm down. We go single arm on this machine. We did this machine earlier for our upper back. Because it's a little bit wide, it will have me pulling like this. And again, as we've discussed, that is probably more inclined to work the upper back. So now we're going to go one arm, get nice and over to the side such that we can line up with the machine, drive the arm back and in towards the spine. So we strap in. One of the challenging parts is getting this into position, so it's just about figuring out the smoothest way to do so. So we're here. I'm thinking about pulling my upper arm back and around towards my spine. Stretch out, pull, stretch, pull. Over to the side, nice and close. If you don't have a chest supported machine like this, dumbbells, where the dumbbell's nice and close to the body, cable machine, where again you just kind of sit over to the side. Some of those cable machines you can do two, they're separate, so you can go over the side, do this one and then do this one. Even if it's only one, you attach one handle but arm close to the body. Alright, let's keep the ball rolling here.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, no, this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah, there's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems.
I was built to last when the webs are weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain.
Alright, back work done. We only do one chest exercise per upper body workout. So something I've figured out over a long period of time is that I don't need as much volume for the chest as I need for some of my other muscle groups. So that's a good thing about having a full upper body day versus like a push day, is you can just distribute the volume where you want it, where you need it. So for me, a fairly solid chunk of back exercises. Yeah, but only 2 sets here of a chest exercise. So I do 3 upper body workouts per week. On each day I do a chest exercise, only 2 sets each, so it ends up being 6 total sets. So for one, it's not my priority at the moment. Back, shoulders, arms are more priority, but also it doesn't seem to need as much. It gets sore on a couple of sets, whether, I don't know, yeah, you get to train in more stretch position, it's more damaging, whatever it might be. For me, doesn't require as much work and I get sore and progress on less work. So we do less work, put the work where we need it, essentially. So what it is an incline plate loaded chest press. I'm going to take a neutral grip today. There's 2 grip options. I'm going neutral grip because what you'll see in a second here is that the arm angles up. And if we want to target things towards our upper pec, again, we're thinking about where the muscles originate and insert. So the pec or the chest or the pectoralis major attaches to the front of your arm and then attaches to multiple points on your torso, essentially. One of it is the sort of inner portion of the clavicle. And that's what we're sort of aiming at today. So what we want to do in that regard is take our arm towards that portion. So if I'm here, I want to take the arm slightly up to work towards the upper pec. If I wanted it to come horizontal, I probably wouldn't be on an incline, it'd be more flat, and I'd take the arm across, and if I wanted the lower pec, it'd be some sort of downward movement, decline fly, decline press, whatever it might be. So yeah, that's the setup here for today. Again, if you don't have an option of a chest press machine, you could simply use dumbbells. You could use a barbell with a narrow grip because your arm kind of comes in tight and goes up towards your sort of face and head. So neutral grip. Here, I'm thinking about driving my arm up towards my sort of chin area, like such. Control the way down, gentle tap, and we're up. All right, 2 sets here, 8 to 12 on the rep range. Let's get it on. Let's do it.
Assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout, and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quite so thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop.
Okay guys, hope you're enjoying the video up until now. If you are liking the video, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment down below what you like, what you have feedback on. I'm always open for a little bit of feedback to improve what I am doing. So we move on to some of the last movements of the session. So upper body number 1 for the week. We've got this tricep push down. I'm doing this interesting thing at the moment where I'm placing my head directly on that post to create some stability. So you can see it's kind of holding me in place, not to be yanked up. So just like mentioned in the intro, we are in a body recomposition phase. Now the idea behind a body recomposition phase is that we are attempting to change body composition without changing body weight too much. So what that means specifically is usually in the bodybuilding kind of realm, you have a bulking phase or a muscle gain phase, and then you go into a fat loss phase. During the bulking phase, obviously the goal is to put on weight, but more specifically, it's always putting on more muscle and trying to minimize fat gain usually, but there is often an accumulation of fat. So we go into a fat loss phase. In the fat loss phase, we're trying to retain all the muscle that we have built and reduce the fat. And then at the end of these phases, we obviously want a more muscular, leaner physique. That is kind of the goal. That is, you know, the perfect scenario. However, there is this little old thing called body recomposition, which kind of has been in popularity, then went out of popularity, then was kind of, you know, only for beginners or only for people who had a high amounts of body fat, and then nowadays it's not really conclusive. So my goal is during this phase is to put on muscle, lose fat at the same time, or as I said, go through a body recomposition phase. So it is all experiment. Is this a more efficient way to do things? Maybe, maybe not. We'll come out the back end of this little chunk of time, maybe 4 or 5 months, and we will check in and we will see if it's a more efficient way to go about things. So maintaining body weight, but trying to get really strong, indicating putting on muscle mass is, that week to week kind of variable that we can track, is making sure our strength and performance is going up over time. And if we are not, then something needs to change. Are we under recovering? Are we doing too little volume, too much volume? We essentially play the experiment, but at this body weight, which for me is around about 81, 82, trying to get really, really strong at all the movements that I'm currently doing. All right, we go into our last movement of the day. So this is a lean forward rear delt fly, an unusual setup, but makes sense. The anatomy of the rear delt is such that it attaches to the deltoid tuberosity and then onto your scapula. So when your arm raises up, the orientation of that muscle is slightly down. So leaning forward means that we're lining up with those muscle fibers, hopefully a little bit better. So you can do this variation, you can do a standard one, you can do a higher angle using a cable machine. They're all good. Find the ones that work for you and go from there. All right, that just about does it for me. As always, it's about progress over perfection. Coach Dan, signing off.
It was built to be rough, but that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks. We out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized. We out here making posters and we ain't